So today, sadly, I have some bad news about my PineTab. Now, I was wondering whether or not to make this video, since maybe I just have a defective unit or something, and I don't want to run the risk of hurting Pine64's reputation, since I do very clearly love Pine64. But ultimately, I decided that as a reviewer, it would be pretty dishonest if I didn't make this video. So the other day I decided to take my PineTab out of the drawer, and I found that the screen was cracked. And to be honest, I'm not sure why that is. There was nothing on top of it in the drawer, and I certainly hadn't dropped it. It wasn't cracked before I put it into the drawer either. The crack couldn't have actually been caused by physical trauma to the screen either, since it's not a surface level crack. So the only conclusion that I can come to really is that the tablet screen has just kind of cracked itself somehow, which I've never had that happen before with a tablet. Apparently this might be caused by the battery swelling due to the heat or something, but I've never had another product do that, so I'm not sure that that is the case. The worst part of this is that the digitizer must be damaged too, since the touchscreen doesn't work anymore, essentially rendering the tablet pretty much useless unless you want to plug it into the keyboard case, which is a huge shame because I actually really liked the PineTab, and it's probably the only tablet that I've ever actually really liked, and many of my videos were actually made partially on the PineTab. The most frustrating part about this is I can't actually replace the screen either, since Pine64 aren't currently selling screen replacements, although I do understand that that's more due to a screen shortage than a fault on Pine64's part. Now, I have actually had a look at the Pine64 forums and other parts of the community, and I'm not actually the first person to have this happen. There are several reports of screens that just seemingly crack themselves. Now, I'm not saying that this is something that's widespread. After all, people who are happy with their PineTabs are much less likely to make a forum post than people who have major issues like the screens cracking themselves. But this does seem to be a problem that definitely isn't unheard of. So all of this leads me on to the point of this video. I love Pine64. I use my Pinebook Pro as my main laptop, and to be honest, it's one of my favourite laptops I've ever had. And to be honest, for the price, it's absolutely amazing. But no company is above criticism. And for Pine64, I have to say that they could really do with working on their quality control. I've heard of people having all sorts of issues with their Pine64 devices that could probably be resolved with stricter quality control. I've heard complaints with devices other than the PineTab too. For instance, I've heard people saying that the plastics are actually prone to cracking on the Pinebook Pro. Now, I'm aware that I sound like I'm slating Pine64 here, but I'm really not. I want to see Pine64 do as well as they possibly can, and I think that the best thing that they could do right now is improve their quality control. Once they've done that, they'll be an unstoppable, free and open source hardware producing powerhouse. Now, just before I end this video off, I do want to say, I don't even really want to discourage anyone from getting the PineTab. It's an amazing tablet, and before mine broke, I absolutely adored it and would have recommended it to anyone. But I do just want to tell everyone watching to be careful and know that this is a potential issue, and you should probably also do whatever you can to mitigate this issue. So for instance, don't leave it anywhere that's really hot, make sure you protect the screen as well as you can, that sort of thing. But with that said, that's it for today's video. I hope you're all having better luck with your PineTab than I did with mine, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.